spreading that blessing to them. And then we get it back. Because what we give out, we receive, right? Yes, every time. So to bless, according to Dennis Merritt Jones, means to consecrate, dedicate, glorify, honor, venerate, magnify, endow, confer upon, give to, have favor with, or have grace upon. So, and he's explaining this so that we can have a more broad idea of what we can do to bless ourselves and to bless other people. And to be blessed, he says, means to receive, give thanks for, be grateful for, show appreciation, or know and accept one's own good fortune. Wow. Sometimes we need to know and accept our good fortune. I've had some little things are happening. A spirit has been playing with me all week long. And this morning, I was looking for a ring that I wanted to wear, and I didn't see it. And then I was drinking my smoothie, and I was taking my vitamins. I have a little vitamin D pill. And so I picked up that vitamin D pill with another pill, and I thought I had them both in my hand, but that little tiny vitamin D pill disappeared. I knew it fell out of my hand, but I couldn't see it. I had no idea where it was. So I took the pill I had, and I continued drinking my smoothie. And as I got to the bottom of it, here came that vitamin D pill up the straw. But by just accepting, well, I don't see it, I don't have it, I'm just going to take my vitamins and be done with it. And everything was supplied. And it just made me giggle. So to bless and to be blessed and to be the blessing is a beautiful and beneficent endowment of energy that affirms one's own true worth. I love that quote from this book. We affirm that we are worthy of our own blessing, that we are worthy of being the blessing in the world. And when we can be the blessing, this allows us to maybe sit in positive thought about someone, maybe even in prayer about someone. When we can be the blessing, that might mean that we need to be grateful for someone in our life. We need to be grateful for all that they do, all that they are, and sometimes even in those moments when they raise our level of pissosity, we need to be grateful for who they are. And so when we are in that place of gratitude, what's happening is we are blessing ourselves for being grateful out here. Does that make sense? It's a give and take there. And then the other way that we can be a blessing in other people's lives is through forgiveness. Oh gosh, I've heard people call it the F word because it's kind of hard to be forgiving sometimes. You know, there's things that happen. I'm sure none of you have had anything that has happened that you've had to be forgiving about. I might be the only one. I don't know. But what I do know is that when I allow myself to be forgiving of something that may have happened in my life, I need to be forgiving not only of the other person or the other whatever it is, but also forgiving of myself. And if I allow myself to let my mind move in the direction of where I need to place forgiveness, that I have things just come back to me that says, oh, I need to forgive myself for that. I might have thought an unkind thought about myself. You know, we are our own worst critics. We know that. And sometimes we need to forgive ourselves for doing that and accept who we are in every moment. Because who we are in every moment is a divine being of the infinite doing the very best we can in this human form. Aren't we? Yep. Good. I'm glad you agree. Yes. And when we are being the blessing, we are fixing our thought in a positive perspective. And when we master a positive perspective, we are then stepping into this enormous place of abundance and prosperity. A positive perspective. That might come along at a time when the car broke down. So, you know, when a car breaks down and you're on your way somewhere, it can really become a hassle. It really can. And then, once you're past it, you can look back on that and see the perspective of that car breaking down where it did. You were safe, everything was taken care of, and the car is fixed, and you're okay. That's a positive perspective. I have to share a story with you. One time, many years ago, I was driving our little blue Honda. It was just the greatest car, and I loved it. It had a great radio, and it was a pretty color. And so Mom and Dad and I were driving down the 91 freeway. And we were going into Bellflower. And as we were driving down the freeway, there's a place there where the 55 comes into the 91. And it comes in on the right. But my car stopped just before the traffic of that off-ramp came into the 91. I mean, stopped dead, wouldn't move. The traffic was backed up, and there was stop and go, and it completely died. I couldn't restart it. My dad was in the front seat, and he had stopped driving by this time because he couldn't see very well. And Mom was in the back seat. And so they're both religious scientists. I'm sure Mom was back there praying up a storm, and I'm sitting up here with my hand on the ignition key. Okay, God, help me. And I'd try, nothing would work. And then about a second later, an 18-wheeler came up on my right, stopped. The driver got out. He came over to my side and said, can you start your car? I can't. He said, let me push you over to the shoulder. And so this huge person, he looked enormous to me, but he pushed my car over to the apron that divides the on-ramp from the 55 and the 91. And then I looked, didn't have cell phones back then, so I looked forward, and there was a call box. Oh, loved that. So I got out of the car, got myself over to the call box, and that wonderful woman said, where are you now? She made sure the highway patrol got there. She said, don't move, stay right there. The highway patrolman will be along soon. And so he got there and was going to push my car over to the side of the freeway. And he had my dad get into the driver's seat to drive the car over to the side of the freeway. Now my mom must have just been doing an enormous prayer, because my dad, who couldn't see very well, Mom would say, okay, turn it to the right a little more, Dad, a little more. And then when he got to the place where he needed to straighten out and stop, she was yelling at him, "Stop the car!" And so, but what we all learned from that is that situation had so many things for us to be grateful for. The fact that there was no accident, the fact that someone came to help, an angel, I called him my 18-wheeler angel, came to help, and everything worked out perfectly. And the car, the timing chain broke. So that was the end of that engine. So it was just one of those times when all three of us took on a positive perspective of the whole thing. I'm so grateful to know that we can do that. We can change our mind. Had we stayed in a thought of, oh, this is horrible and this is a stupid car and yada, 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 that we can do, had we stayed there, don't you suppose we would not have been feeling as blessed as we felt when it was complete? And we never did make it to Bellflower. My husband came and rescued us. But in any case, having a positive perspective is the way for us to lift our consciousness into a higher vibration so that we can be that place of gratefulness, to be that place of forgiving, to be that place of being the blessing. By being the blessing, we are blessing ourselves. And all of us here this morning, and everyone watching us online, we are all the blessing right here in this moment, because we are here together to experience church, to experience an expansion of our consciousness. We are here by divine appointment. And I am so glad you're all here with me. So this morning, I want to just suggest some spiritual practices for us for this week. And those practices are really pretty simple: gratitude and forgiveness and blessing others. When you see someone, when you're out and about running an errand, or whether you're talking to a beloved family member, really look at them and bless them while they're speaking. Just silently say, "I bless you." Catherine Ponder, in one of her books, I read so many of them, I forget which one this was, but she said that when you're having an issue with a particular person, bless them over and over and over again. And she even said that when they turn around and you can see the back of their neck right here, look at that place on them and extend your silent blessing to them. She said it's very, very powerful. And it did work for me in a particular instance. So use your power of blessing this week and bless everyone you come in contact with, even in your thought. And then forgiveness. Let's practice forgiveness this week. Let's really allow ourselves to embrace anything that needs forgiveness in our life. Maybe a family member, it might be a friend, it might be a company, it might be who knows what. Just allow yourself to be forgiving and forgive yourself for anything that you may have done that may have caused whatever it is that you need to forgive. Does that make sense? Absolutely. So forgiveness is one of our spiritual practices this weekend forevermore. Jesus said, forgive 70 times 7, or you could say 77 times 70. Just forever and ever and ever, amen. Just keep forgiving until it's done. Then our last spiritual practice this week is gratitude. And we're entering into a time of year when we practice gratitude with Thanksgiving and so forth. But let's start now. Let's start being grateful. And in the evening, if you want to, just say out loud before you go to sleep, or while you're getting ready for bed, take out a pen and paper and write down 5 things that you're grateful for. And when you do that, you'll begin to see there'll be more things for you to be grateful for. They'll start popping up in your life. So gratitude for everything. My mom, as she and I would drive from one place to another, she would always tell me how grateful she was for stoplights. Because if you stop to think about it, when you're coming up to an intersection and there's a lot of traffic, you know that you would want a stoplight or some kind of control so you didn't have to go like this and dash across the intersection, which was an experience I had in Mexico one time. It was something. So you see, we can be grateful for anything. And the most important thing that we can be grateful for is the fact that we're alive. We've been given life, and we breathe naturally. Our bodies work without us having to think about it. So much to be grateful for, so much for us to really notice and be a part of. All right. Dennis says this: when we master the power of positive perspective, we realize that to be blessed and know that we are blessed will enable us to become an authentic blessing to other people. And that, my friends, is why we are here. This helps make the world a better place. I have an affirmation for us this morning, and it is simply this: I am blessed and I am the blessing. That's it. All right. So say it with me. I am blessed, and I am the blessing. Turn to someone near you and say, you are blessed, and you are the blessing. Turn to someone else and say, I am blessed, and I am the blessing. Because that other person told me so. Absolutely. Namaste to you all.
One of the songwriters here was Leslie Bracuse, who just passed away a few days ago. That left us with some wonderful songs. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, well, you know blossom on the tree. Well, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies all having fun, well, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done. That's just what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. Stars, when you shine, well, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, oh, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine. Dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good, feeling good, feeling good.
That was really good. Hey, everybody still here? That was really good. That blew my mind. That was really good. So, announcements. Today, following service at 11:30, we will have our monthly Get Acquainted Circle, facilitated by Reverend Carrie. This 1-hour gathering begins at 11:30 here in the sanctuary, and everyone is invited to attend. Bring a friend, your snacks, your questions, and enjoy an informal sharing time. Tonight at 6 p.m., tune in to 91.9 FM to listen while our very own Al Yankee is featured on the radio program KVC Arts Live. This program spotlights music and performance in our area. Al will be discussing his 2021 album, For the Time Being. He has performed songs on this album here at CSL Redlands. Remember, tune in to 91.9 tonight at 6 p.m. The program will repeat this Tuesday, October 26th at 2 p.m. and then again at 6:30. The Dream Band will be here on Sunday, November 7th, right? Yes. Be sure to invite a friend to join you here that Sunday. We are looking for people to join our leadership team by being part of the Board of Trustees. This collaborative and harmonious group meets monthly to care for the business of our center. Contact Brother Mark or Reverend Carrie for further information. Thank you. Oh, is there more? There's another page. I'm used to one page. So our minister and practitioners are available after service each Sunday for brief prayer or conversation. If you're watching on Facebook Live this morning, message us with your request to speak with us and we will contact you shortly. Our Wednesday night service is on hiatus until January of 2022. We will provide more information as it becomes available. You are invited to join us after service today for food and fellowship time. Thanks for joining us in person this morning in our sanctuary, and thanks to everyone who has connected with us this morning on Facebook Live and YouTube. Have a wonderful week. And that is the end.
I always expect Gilman to play something after the announcements. I don't know why. All right. It is now time for our offering. And this is a time where we get to share our abundance And so as you think of that which you wish to give this morning, I invite you to think of it as coming from a place of love, coming from that place of generosity that is what the universe is. As our ushers come forward, I just want to remind everyone in the sanctuary and online that on our website at CSL Redlands.org, you can find a donate page that gives you all the information about how you can donate to our center. So let's repeat our offering affirmation together. From the love of pure spirit within me,
Love of pure spirit within me,
I bless this gift.
I bless this gift.
I send it forth
Send it forth
to heal and bless and prosper.
to heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It does great work in the world,
Great work in the world.
and it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is. Yes.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. Yes, we are so blessed by all the gifts that have been given. And so as we recognize these gifts as coming from that infinite source, that infinite presence that is the divine, we recognize that these gifts are given from that place of absolute perfection and love and joy. I know that every gift that has been given is a blessing, and I know that every person who has given this morning is a blessing as well. And I know that our abundance comes to us in great supply, in grand abundance and prosperity. So I give thanks for all that is and all that is yet to be. And we simply let it be, and we say together, and so it is.
So it is.
Yes, thank you. And thank you to our ushers this morning, yes. And now we're going to move into our closing prayer. So, as our ushers make their way into the office to do what they need to do, we make our way into the divine presence, into that infinite life that we know as the divine. And so as we move into this place, I invite you to close your outer eyes so that you may open those inner spiritual eyes to realize, to embrace, to accept all that is and all that is yet to be in the universe, to embrace all that God has provided for us, to embrace the very life that we are. And I know that each one of us being expressions of the divine, we know that the infinite beats our heart and breathes our breath. And so as we move through this world, I know that we are blessed and we are the blessing, because that's what we're here to be. And I know that as we move through the world as a blessing, the life and the presence and the light of the divine is expressed from us to all of those who might be at a lower vibration. And it raises their vibrations so that they can know the blessings that life is giving them in this moment. I speak my word for everyone in the Redlands community, for every heart, for every life, for every child, for every human, every form of life, animals, pets, all of it is supplied abundantly with all that is necessary to live a life that is full, to live a life that is safe, to live a life that is on purpose. I know that everyone who desires shelter receives it with ease and grace. Everyone who desires food receives that food in abundance with ease and grace. I know for everyone who desires a relationship with a beloved one, they receive that relationship with ease and grace. And I speak my word for everyone who wishes to embrace a greater financial flow and ease in paying all obligations. We simply know that this is already so in the heart and mind of spirit, and so it is so in our lives. Every obligation is taken care of with ease and grace, because that flow of money and substance comes to us to use, to bless, and to pass on out through the universe. What a blessing it is to know that we are blessed and we are the blessing. We are blessed here this morning by the grace of the infinite life that is the divine. And I give thanks for all of the blessings that are ours today. I give thanks for this Center for Spiritual Living and for all of the work that it does in this community, for all that it does to raise the vibration, to raise consciousness, and to teach the principles that allow people to move forward in their life in a greater way. I am grateful for that perfect new minister who is making his or her way into this ministry to do the work, to bring this center into a greater beingness in the community, to bring this church into more growth, to bring this church into the divine light that it truly is. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that every word that I have spoken is already in place. It's already in place in that divine creative process we call the law. The law is doing its perfect work right now, right in this moment, and all things are manifest. All things, right here, right now. And so in this knowing and this gratitude, I release these words into that law, knowing it is already done, it is already perfect. And we let it be as we anchor it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Here's Gilman.
Yeah, the band will be here November 7th. They're not here today, so you get to help me out with the vocals here. Just repeat what I say. That's all you have to do. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I failed. Let me learn all the ways I failed. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. And let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. And let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Indeed. Thank you, Gilman.